السلام عليكم أعزائي التلاميذ، أهلا ومرحبا بكم في قناتكم توفيق ABC English. هذه القناة التي تهتم بشرح دروس اللغة الإنجليزية بشكل مبسط وبطريقة جد فعالة وبجودة عالية. درس اليوم إن شاء الله سيتمحور في مكون الجرامر، يعني القواعد, and it's about simple past. As you can see the simple past timeline, okay? So we have got simple past, now and future. We talk about the past, we talk about الماضي. فاش كنهضروا على الباست كنهضروا على شي حدث اللي هو يعني completed action, completed activity, or a finished activity, an activity that started and ended in the past. So number one, before we start, I'd like you to think about the top 8 things people hate to do. يعني شنو هما الحويجات اللي الناس ما كيحملوش يديروهم. Among these things are sitting for an exam. من بين الأمور اللي الناس كتكرهها هو to sit for an exam. Also to do or to clean the house or travel to work or commute to work. And also do the laundry, right? Other things that people hate to do is exercising. Okay, so most people hate exercising, but it's very healthy, it's very good for your body, but most of people hate it. The second thing is go to meetings or attend meetings, then wait or stand in line, and then work in the yard. These are some, top 8 things that people hate to do. And of course, there are so many other things that people hate to do. For you, do you hate to do these things? If so, can you tell us in the comment why do you hate doing these things? And what other things do you hate to do and why? يعني شنو هما الحوايج اللي كتكره تديرهم وعلاش? Okay, you can tell me these things in the comments section. Well, let's move on to the next. So, read and practice the conversation. This is a conversation between Jason and Amy. Hi Amy, did you have a good weekend? Well, I had a busy weekend, so I'm a little tired today. Really? Why? Well, on Saturday, I exercised in the morning, then my roommate and I cleaned the house, did the laundry and shopped, and then I visited my parents. So what did you do on Sunday? I studied for the test all day. Oh no! Do we have a test today? I didn't study, I just watched TV all weekend. This is a conversation between Jason and Amy. في هذه الكونفرساسيون غنحاولوا نشرحوا المصطلحات اللي هما صعيبة شي شوية, and then move to another task. So the first thing is we have weekend. Okay, as you can see we have weekend. Yes, and that means Saturday and Sunday. So weekend is a Saturday and Sunday. So نهاية الأسبوع. And then, well, I had a busy weekend. A busy weekend, when I say busy, what does busy mean? It means that when you have a lot of activities to do, you are busy. Okay, that's busy. So busy weekend means a weekend in which I have to do a lot of activities. So I'm a little tired today. Tired here means when you do a lot of activities, you feel tired. At the end, you can't move, you can't go, you can't walk, etc. You feel tired and exhausted. That's tiredness. Okay, so really, why? Well, on Saturday, we say that weekend is Saturday and Sunday. So on Saturday, I exercised in the morning. I exercised means I practice sport, right? I exercised in the morning. Then my roommate and I, exercise means to play sport in the morning. My roommate and I, roommate is a person with whom you share a house or a room. For example, students, when they go to university, they share a room with their friends. A friend or two. Okay, those friends are called roommates. Okay, we have classmates, roommates, right? That's friends. بالعربية نقولوا العشير. And I cleaned the house. Another activity, I cleaned the house, did the laundry and shopped. Then I visited my parents. So Amy did a lot of activities on Saturday. She exercised in the morning, she cleaned the house with her roommate, did the laundry, and then shopped, and finally she visited her parents. So what did you do on Sunday? I studied for the test all day. On Saturday she did a lot of activities, but on Sunday she just studied for the test. Can you imagine that? To study for the test all day. It's not easy. It's very difficult and it's boring, you see. Oh no, do we have a test today? I didn't study, I just watched TV all weekend. So Jason here didn't study, he was just watching TV all day. Can you imagine that? Well, so Jason is a lazy student. Anyway, now I'd like you to have a look at the conversation again and try to underline all the verbs in simple past. Right, as you can see here we have different verbs. I'll help you. So the first verb is did, and we use it to ask question in the past. Did you have? Okay, that's a question. Then we have I had. This is verb have. I had a busy weekend, so I'm a little tired today. Really? Why? Well, on Saturday I exercised. So exercised is in simple past. Cleaned the house. Yes, this is another verb. Did the laundry and shopped. Then I visited my parents. These are some verbs in simple past. So what did you do on Sunday? We say did you do as well. Studied, nice. And I watched. I didn't study, I watched. I just watched, yes. So these are the verbs that we have in simple past. Well, as you can see, these verbs differ to or can be categorized into two types. We have regular verbs and irregular verbs. Okay, so we'll discuss these things in in details in the next. So the first thing is simple past statements with irregular verbs. When you say regular verbs, it is a verb plus ed. Okay, as you can see, in affirmative we have I studied on Sunday. You watched TV. She stayed home. We shopped for groceries. They exercised on Saturday. These verbs, they all end with an ed, and these verbs are called regular verbs. Okay. In the negative, we say I didn't study on Saturday. You didn't watch a movie. She didn't stay out. We didn't shop for clothes. They didn't exercise on Sunday. So we have a verb, didn't, which is an auxiliary plus verb. Okay, and this is the negative form of the simple past. By the way, the subject pronoun doesn't matter in simple past. So the subject pronoun doesn't matter. Whatever the subject pronoun I have, either I, you, she, we, they, etc. It doesn't matter. Okay, they have the same form. Well, let's move on. Tim is talking about his weekend. I'd like you to complete the sentences. This is Tim. He's talking about his weekend. So try to do the task. When you finish, you can try to make pause until you finish, then check the correction. So this is correct. On Friday night, I waited for a phone call. So I give you the first example, the first verb as an example. We have a waited, okay, because we have on Friday night. But my friend didn't call. So not call means didn't call. I just stay home. So we say stayed home and watch a TV, right? On Saturday, I visited my friend Frank. We talked and listened to music. In the evening, he invited some friends over and we cooked a great meal. I not work, so we say I didn't work very hard on Sunday. I didn't study at all. I just walked to the mall and shopped. Here it is. I hope that you have get correct answers. If you have correct answers, just say it to me in the comment. Next, Well, I'd like you to complete the sentences, put the verbs in the correct form. We have yesterday I watched TV, so we say yesterday I watched TV. Again, you can make pause to the video until you finish the exercise and then check the correction. Number 2. Last night I stayed home. Last week I cleaned the house. Last month I shopped for clothes. Last year I visited different country. In 2016 I moved to Marrakesh. As you can see in this task, we have different expressions in the purple color. Yesterday, last night, last week, last month, last year, in 2016. These are the expressions that we can use with simple past. Whenever I have one of these expressions, I use simple past, right? Okay. Right now we have simple past statements, irregular verbs. As you can see in the picture number 1, I got up at noon, so I didn't get up early. They had a picnic. They didn't have a party. We met our classmate. We didn't meet our teacher. He came home late. He didn't come early. I did my homework. I didn't do laundry, right? As you can see in these verbs, we have I got up, which is I get up. Okay, but talking about past, we say I got up, right? I got up at noon. So that's simple past. I got up at noon. I didn't get up early. Simple past. Negative and simple past positive. These are regular verbs. They change completely. They had a picnic. Actually, in the present we say they have a picnic. But in the past they say they had a picnic. In the negative we say they didn't have a party. Okay. The same thing here. We meet our classmate. Look at meet. Just one E. We didn't meet our teacher, so double E here. Okay, in the negative we have double E, but in the affirmative we use just one E, which is I met. Okay, I met our classmates. Verbs, irregular verbs, they change completely when we change them. Okay, as you can see here we have go, it becomes went, and have becomes had. Come, it becomes came. This is affirmative sentences or affirmative verbs. But in terms of negative, we have didn't plus verb. When we change or when we have a sentence in the negative form, what happens? The verb doesn't change completely. So we say didn't meet, I didn't go, I didn't have, I didn't come, I didn't do, etc. Okay, so the verb doesn't change at all. Complete the chart, compare with your partner. Here we have some verbs in simple past. I give you the past form of the verbs. You have to give me their present form, right? For example, bought, buy. Okay, so got. What is the simple present of got? It becomes get. You can make pause to the video until you finish and then check the correction. We have got, so get, got, right? Sometimes you may have gotten. Did, do. The verb is do. Simple past of the verb had. The simple present of the verb had is have, right? So I give you the past and you give me the present. Came, come. Meet, met. Okay, meet, met. As you can see, meet double M, double E and in the simple past we have just one M, one E, right? The same thing in made, so make, see, so, read and read. So here I'd like you to pay attention to read and read because the same writing, the same form of written form, but they change just in pronunciation. In simple present we say I read a book, but in simple past we say I read a book. It's like red color, right? I read, read, and read, right? And then we have take and took, go, went, and feel and felt. Next, write 5 things you did and 5 things you didn't do last weekend. Here we have things I did last weekend and things I didn't do last weekend. The things I did last weekend are in the blue color and the things I didn't do are in the red color. So for example, I practiced sport. Last weekend I practiced sport. I visited my grandparents. I give you 2 examples there. You have to write 3 other examples. Things I didn't do last weekend, for example, I didn't see a movie and I didn't buy clothes, right? Make pause to the video until you finish and then check the correction. For example, I went out with friends, right? I went out with friends and we took some selfies. Next, I did my homework. Yes. And then I took a shower. I like taking a shower, right? Things I didn't do last weekend. I didn't play football. I didn't listen to music. And I didn't ride a bike. You see? So as you can see here, in affirmative sentences, we add ed, okay, to the regular verbs, or we change the verbs completely, like went, go becomes went, do, did, take, and took. And of course, in terms of negative, we use the same negative. I didn't see, I didn't buy, I didn't play, I didn't listen, I didn't write. Is that clear? Okay, nice. Move on. Okay, so we come back to the end of the session. I hope that you have understood the difference between regular verbs and irregular verbs and how we use them in simple past. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed the lesson. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the content with your friends. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you next session, inshallah.